Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well guys, we are from group 14. My name is Uswah Ramadhan as the first speaker, and Mukarramah as the second speaker, Annisa as the third speaker, and Nurul Fatonah as the last speaker. Today, we are talking about 19th century of American literature. Okay. The emergence of American literature. The American Renaissance. The mid-19th century often has been considered an American Renaissance due to the number and quality works produced. This period encompasses approximately the 1820 to the dawn of the Civil War, and it has been closely identified with American Romanticism and Transcendentalism. Maybe that's all from me, and my friends will continue this material.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Mukarramah. I would like to continue our material.
Major literary works. Transcendentalist writers. Many writers were drawn to transcendentalism, and they start to express its ideas through new stories, poems, essays, and articles. The ideas of transcendentalists were able to permeate American thought and culture through a prolific preach culture, which allowed the wide dissemination of magazines and journals. Writers Ralph Waldo Emerson emerged as the leading figure of this movement, while Whitman also added to the transcendentalist movement. Most notably with his 1855 publication of 12 poems.
Karya sastra utama penulis transcendentalis. Banyak penulis tertarik pada transcendentalisme dan mereka mulai mengekspresikan gagasan melalui cerita, puisi, esai, dan artikel baru. Ide transcendentalis mampu menembus pemikiran dan budaya Amerika melalui budaya cetak yang produktif yang memungkinkan penyebaran majalah dan jurnal secara luas. Penulis Ralph Waldo Emerson muncul sebagai tokoh gerakan ini, while Whitman juga menambahkan gerakan transcendentalis, terutama dengan publikasi 12
puisi pada tahun 1855.
I think enough for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Annisa. I'm from group 14. Well, I would like to continue our material about 19th century of American literature. Well guys, the next is Romanticism in America. The European Romantic movement reached America during the early 19th century. American Romanticism emphasized emotion, individualism, and personality over rationalism and the constraints of religion. Like the Europeans, the American Romantics demonstrate a high level of moral enthusiasm, commitment to individualism, and the unfolding of the self. An emphasis on intuitive perception and the assumption that the natural world was inherently good while human society was filled with corruption. Well guys, Gerakan romantis Eropa mencapai Amerika pada awal abad ke-19. Romantisisme Amerika menekankan pada emosi, individualisme, dan kepribadian di atas rasionalisme dan batasan agama. Seperti orang Eropa, romantik Amerika menunjukkan entusiasme moral tingkat tinggi, komitmen terhadap individualisme dan pengungkapan diri. Penekanan pada persepsi intuitif dan asumsi bahwa dunia alam secara inherent baik, sementara masyarakat manusia dipenuhi dengan korupsi. Well guys, we move to the next slide. Relation to transcendentalism. The Romantic movement gave rise to New England transcendentalism, which portrayed a less restrictive relationship between God and the universe. The new philosophy presents the individual with a more personal relationship with God. Well guys, kaitannya dengan transcendentalisme. Gerakan romantis ini memunculkan transcendentalisme New England, di mana yang menggambarkan hubungan yang tidak terlalu ketat antara Tuhan dengan alam semesta. Filosofi baru ini menghadirkan individu dengan hubungan yang lebih pribadi dengan Tuhannya. Well guys, I think that's all. The next material will be continued by my partners. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Well, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nurul Fatonah. I'm a student from State University of West Sulawesi, especially class 2019. I'm from group 14. In this moment, I want to explain my material is romantic tense. Okay. The Romantic movement in America was widely popular and influenced American writers such as James Fenimore Cooper and Washington Irving. Novels, short stories, and poems replaced the sermons and manifestos of early days. Romantic literature was personal and intense. It portrayed more emotion than ever seen in classical literature. America's perception with freedom became a great source of motivation for romantic writers, as many were directed in free expression and emotion without fear of ridicule and controversy. They also put more effort into the psychological development of their characters, and the main characters typically displayed extremes of sensitivity and excitement. The works of the Romantic era also differed from preceding works in that they spoke to a wider audience. Partial reflection and greater distribution of books as costs came down and literacy rose during the period. The Romantic period also saw an increase in female authors and writers. Okay, prominent Romantic writers. Number 1 is William Cullen Bryant. Romantic poetry in the United States can be seen as early as 1818 with William Cullen Bryant to a waterfall. And number 2, Washington Irving. American Romantic Gothic literature made early appearance with Washington Irving, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, 1820, and Rip Van Winkle, 1819. Followed from 1823 onwards by the late Heartstocking Tales of James Fenimore Cooper. In his popular novel *Slash of the Mohicans, Cooper experienced romantic ideals about the relationship between man and nature. These words had an emphasis on heroic simplicity and ferventless kept descriptions of an already exotic, mythic set frontier peopled by noble savage. The romantic American novel developed fully with the atmosphere and melodrama of Nathaniel Hawthorne, The Scarlet Letters, 1850, and ferventless kept descriptions of an already exotic, mythic set frontier peopled by noble savage. The romantic American novel developed fully with the atmosphere and melodrama of Nathaniel Hawthorne, The Scarlet Letters, 1850.